Hey there and welcome to my new Guitar-Nerdery video. This time I'm gonna talk about the Dorian mode. I'll make a quick analysis of the scale and demonstrate how it sounds. Then I will also show you a 3 notes per string scale shape for you to learn, just in case you do not have a scale shape to play Dorian. And finally, the main part, I'm gonna show you a beautiful chord combination that perfectly displays the sound of the Dorian mode. My former episode, the first episode of this sub-series about the modes, was much more into detail about the Ionian system, the church modes in general. This is not what I'm gonna do in those next episodes, because then I would have to repeat myself over and over again. So I'd like to refer, if you're new to this topic, I'd like to refer to my former episode, but still you can gain a lot by only watching this video. It depends on how much you already know. The Dorian mode. The Dorian mode is the second mode of the Ionian system, the second church mode. It's a minor scale because it includes a minor third. There are 3 minor scales in the Ionian system. It's Dorian, Phrygian and Aeolian. And okay, we can also add Locrian to the minor scales. It's somewhat special. But let's take those first 3 minor modes. Where's the difference? The Dorian mode, its signature note is the major 6. This is the note which is not in the Aeolian mode and also not in the Phrygian mode. And that makes it Dorian. So the major 6 is the Dorian interval, the Dorian note in the Dorian scale. Let's now hear how Dorian sounds. This is how Dorian sounds, and I really like it, I have to say. And if you wanna play also with this backing track I did my demonstration with, you'll find it in my playlists, backing tracks. I will also put a link at the end of this video, just in case you do not have a scale shape to play Dorian, the Dorian scale. I got one for you. It's a 3 notes per string scale shape, and it goes like this. Starting here on the note A in the 5th position. I call this pattern number 2 because it starts on the 2nd note of the Ionian scale in the Ionian system. This scale shape can be used to play all modes, but if you define the first note, the starting note here, as the root, in this case A, then you play Dorian, A Dorian. Now we come to the main part of this video, what I call the Gambale method. It's about a chord combination, a chord progression that perfectly reproduces the sound, in this case, of the Dorian mode. And it does this by the principle of exclusion. Means when we play this chord combination, all other scales than Dorian are ruled out because they are not part of this chord combination. I'm gonna show you everything in the key of A Dorian. It comes in very handy because we have an open A string, so we do not have to fret the root. I use the open A string as a kind of pedal tone, and on the D, G and B string I play the chord combination by using inversions. A Dorian is the second mode of the G Ionian system, and in the G Ionian system we have 7 chords in the following order: G major, A minor, B minor, C major, D major, E minor, F sharp diminished, and G major again. And what we need now is the 4th and the 5th chord, C major and D major, both major chords. And when we play over root A, C major and D major, we get the Dorian sound because of the principle of exclusion. Let me show you here in the 5th position with a fretted root. This is the root A, and this is a C major chord. Together, I could call it like a slash chord C/A, but actually this is an A minor 7 chord. So A minor 7 is also a C over A. And this alone doesn't make a difference between those minor modes. It already rules out all major modes because the major modes have a major third, and this one, here's a C, that is the minor third to A, and all major modes have a C sharp, so they do not fit. But this one fits or is a part of Dorian, Frisian and Aeolian mode, so it doesn't make the difference. It's not a part of the Locrian mode. This is also ruled out because there we have a diminished 5th. The chord would have been like this. So the perfect 5th here throws the Locrian mode out. So how could we make the difference between those 3 minor modes? The D major here, when I put this over A, the 3rd of D major, the F sharp, is to A the major 6. And I said in the beginning, the major 6 is the trademark note, the signature sound of the Dorian mode, because Aeolian as well as Frisian mode, they would include an F and not an F sharp. So this one actually is the one that throws Frisian and Aeolian mode out. So over this chord combination, only the Dorian mode works, because everything else isn't part of this. So now we can combine 2 things: learning a beautiful chord combination that perfectly reproduces the sound of, in that case, the A Dorian mode, while at the same time you can learn chord inversions. Let's start in the 1st position. We have always, like a pedal tone, the open A string in the bass. That's our root. On the D, G and B string we play the chords, the C major chord and the D major chord. And our first voicing is here. It's an inversion because the lowest note here is the 3rd, so it's the first inversion. And we play an A under it. And we see it's an A minor 7. And then we play this voicing for D major. And again, the A. And alternating between those 2, you get the Dorian sound. This is already so cool. Let's go into a next position. We play this voicing for C and this for D, again with A in the bass. And the next position, C here in the 8th position and D here, of course. It's always the same 2 frets up. And again with the A in the bass. And here you got already all 3 different voicings you have to learn. Or you've already learned by watching the former video. Because the next position is actually the first one. This is the same as this. Maybe you do not recognize it exactly because we have an open string here available, but if I would have to fret it, it is this. And this is exactly 12 frets higher. And of course, D major 2 frets up, with an A in the bass. Absolutely marvelous. And let me play now all positions through. This is so cool, it sounds marvelous. I really make a lot of use of the Gambale method. And equally cool sounds the Ionian mode I showed in the former video, so I recommend also to watch this. As I already mentioned, I put links at the end of this video and also into the description about where to find the backing track and more in-depth videos about those covered topics of this video. If you liked this video and want to support me, please consider to like and subscribe to this channel, because then you would really greatly support me in this channel and help me to make further videos. I wish you all the best and hope to see you next time when I'm gonna cover the Phrygian mode. Bye!